What's up, y'all? It's your boy Sean P back again with another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. So, real quick, I know I've been absent for a while, but I just wanted to quickly touch on the Kanye West controversies, if you will, that have come up in the last week, and also touch on the Bully album that recently dropped. First, we're going to talk about the Bully album, my thoughts on it, how the public has received it, and really what I think about that overall. And then I want to talk about the controversy around Kanye, the divisive, disgusting Twitter rants that he's put out there. Also, why he's doing it, and what is the real purpose of this all in the end. So, quick to the Bully album. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, people have actually given this album high praise. I don't see the high praise, and I think it's hypocritical because all this album is a watered down version of the album Ye, I believe, he put out in 2018. You remember when he did those short 7 or 9 cut albums with Nas, Pusha T, Kid Cudi? And Ye was one of them. This is just a watered down version of that. It sounded like the production was good. That's the one thing I did like, is the sampling that he used. He took more of an old soul sample style, but the beats sounded incomplete. They sounded unmastered. They just sounded like unfinished songs, in my opinion. The only song that I liked was Preacher Man. That was the first song off the top that he came out, and that reminded me a lot of old Kanye West, old 2000s Kanye West, and also Highs and Lows I thought was pretty decent. Other than that, he had a bunch of running hooks, and then he just let the sample play out. The songs, the features, you didn't even know were really there. I was like, what was the purpose of this? Why did he really put out this album, And it just felt like an unmastered, unfinished project. It actually had potential. If he really would have come with better verses, had some more features on there, this would have been a decent album. He had potential there, but it's like he just put something out just to put something out to say, hello, I'm here, And that's the weird part about it. It was like, what was the purpose of this album? Overall, I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. It had potential after Preacher Man, but after that, the soul samples were good, but they were just soul samples with some rambling hooks for all intents and purposes. So I don't really know what was the purpose of this album. Other than he just wanted attention to show that he was out there. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, I don't know why Kanye West, who is a multi-billionaire, needs attention, but he's a weird guy. Let's just say that. Okay, so let's get to the second part of this. Kanye West came with a lot of inflammatory comments on Twitter leading up to this and even post this. I mean, basically coming at the UMG battle and, the whole case between Drake and UMG, basically perpetuating that, Kendrick Lamar is a bot, blah, 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 all of this. His hate for Kendrick Lamar all of a sudden. Some disgusting comments about Jay-Z and his children online. Then he came out with some more disgusting comments on J. Cole recently. And of course, the anti-Semitism and all of the divisive comments that he's been coming out with, just to basically divide and conquer. And just as an aside from all of this, from his, anti-Semitic and racial comments, people right now are tired of the culture war comments, dividing the public, dividing demographic groups, whatever it is. We went through that for over 8 years with a bloodthirsty election, really two bloodthirsty elections. And either the political or cultural side, America wants to get away with that. Him going out and saying those comments, I thought were really a shame and really a hateful comments when, that certain demographic group helped you become the artist that you are, Kanye, by the way, i.e. Lear Cohen, go look that up, But this is my thing with Kanye. I don't think Kanye really is bipolar or whatever it is. I think he has a narcissism complex. The reason why he came with so many of these hateful comments towards Jay-Z, who, for whatever you want to call him, was a mentor to Kanye, helped him out initially on the rock. I know Dame Dash signed him and all of that, and helped him become a billionaire. So to bite the hand that feeds you like that, to say the disgusting comments about his children, about Beyonce, is just a woeful cry for attention, because all of the people that Kanye spoke about, whether it was Drake, whether it was Jay-Z, whether it was Kendrick Lamar, whether it was even J. Cole and Playboi Carti, are rappers who were the most talked about rappers over the last year. Of course, the Drake and Kendrick Lamar battle, so he has to give his spin on it, and it has to be wild and just, to me, idiotic. You know what I mean? And the whole Playboi Carti thing, where now he doesn't like Playboi Carti because he featured Kendrick Lamar on there. It's crazy because Playboi Carti is number one on the charts. So all this guy is doing, and really the purpose of Bully, was just to say, hey, hello, I'm here. You guys aren't paying attention to me anymore. What's wrong with that? Pay attention to me. And that's what Kanye is about today. It's a shame because he's a very talented producer, very talented creative artist. At one point he was one who wanted to bring back soul and the traditional underground boom bap sound in the mainstream, and he incorporated that. But to me, Kanye really, since he's got married to Kim Kardashian, really hasn't been about hip hop. I think Kanye, the hip hop Kanye, is dead. Kanye, the celebrity, took off after he married Kim Kardashian. He's more concerned about being a celebrity and people paying attention to him, even if it's lackluster, mediocre, or just redundant hip hop. I don't think he cares about putting out great music and focused projects anymore. That's why he put out this unfinished, unmastered, for lack of a better terminology, album in Bully. I just don't get the point of this. You know what I mean? Why did you do this? And it's basically to show that he's here. And he's trying to spark up controversy because he knows if he's talked about, people are going to click into his comments, click into his streams, and give him that attention. And really, that's the sad part about this, is for such a great and talented artist, he's reduced himself to this. Now, I know he doesn't have major distribution or what have you, and he's an independent artist by his own doing, by the way. But there's got to be better ways to go about this, man. You know what I mean? And all of this is really, I don't even think Kanye means half the stuff that he says. He just says it just to say it because he knows eyes will be on him. And this album, you want to call it, is just a shameful attempt at trying to promote a guy that is a has-been right now. And that's a shame, because this album actually had potential if he put some time and effort into mastering this album. But it's weak to me. It's skippable, it's forgettable. I don't know about the WW3 album, but just from the titles on there, I could just imagine what it's about. But again, it's all for attention purposes. You know what I mean? So Kanye West Bully, 5.5 out of 10. I got to pass on this one. If you like it, tell me why you liked it. Tell me if you think Kanye's onto something here, because I don't see it whatsoever. So with that, enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. I will try and catch up with y'all soon on some other reviews and some other hip hop topics. All right? Peace.